Good morning, gardeners of the prairies. It's the middle of July 2022 and the weather forecast in the Edmonton region is calling for temperatures in and around the 30-degree mark. So on this Monday morning, I'm in the greenhouse getting things ready for the week ahead for the plants. I'm also harvesting some wild strawberries that I had planted down here and having my breakfast. Plants are going to really struggle when it's quite hot out. When it's 30 degrees outdoors, it's going to be a little hotter than that indoors. And by indoors, I mean inside the greenhouse. So there are a few steps that you want to take. Put up a shade cloth. There we go. Eventually, I'll figure out how to do this. Shade cloth. This one is a 70% shade cloth, so it's only letting in 30% of the sun's rays. That's going to be really important for keeping the plants a little bit cooler than what they would be if they were fully exposed to the sun and exposed to the temperatures that will be heating up inside the greenhouse thanks to shortwave solar radiation. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that your plants are heavily watered and do not put fertilizer in your water right now. So when it gets really hot, the plants are going to preferentially choose just water from the soil in order to support themselves. So there'll be looking for lots of water in order to keep these stoma open, to keep them from getting turgid and preventing wilt and potentially killing your plants. So the other thing that can happen when it gets really hot, you can see this here, the blossoms will just fall off all on their own spontaneously, which means that you will be losing out on a crop of fruit. Tomato. Technically, a tomato is a berry. But anyway, we'll treat it like a vegetable. So no fertilizer. Make sure that your plants are really, really well watered. Another reason that you don't want to put fertilizer in is even though the plants are just leaving that fertilizer in the soil right now, if this heat spell goes on for quite some time, those nutrients can actually accumulate in the soil and can, when things cool off and the plants start to try and bring nutrients back in, it can actually lead to nutrient toxicity. So you don't want to do that. Also, there's no point in spending any extra money or effort on fertilizer if you don't need to. So get out there, shade your plants. If your plants are grown in ground, as mine are, I definitely need that shade cloth. If your plants are in pots and you don't have a shade cloth, you should consider moving those pots out of your greenhouse and putting them into at least some dappled shade if you can manage that. And just see it through. It's going to be beautiful for humans. Make sure that your outdoor plants stay really, really well watered. The other thing is when it gets really hot, typically we would advise that you only water before 10 a.m. But when it's really hot, as it is meant to be this week, you would consider watering maybe twice a day. So you might come out at 8, as I am, and then again at maybe 4 o'clock in order to help the plants sustain the evening heat and to give themselves, because it's going to cool down at night, so we'll give them access to water during the day. And yeah, get out there, enjoy things, make sure that you and your pets and your plants stay very well hydrated. Happy gardening!